get each one right, the writing part, the prep, the production. I mean, all of it. So to get each thing right, and only when you get each thing right in each process, at each stage, does a film turn out well. You can mess up a film in the mixing stage. A very good film can be mixed really badly, and it won't make sense. So you have to get it right at each stage. So my common sense tells me that I'm quite sure I haven't got it right. So I like to test my film. I like to show it to people, get a feedback. Also because filmmaking is all communication, and sometimes you realize that what you're trying to communicate, something else is being received. The audience is receiving something else, and that's what you need to be aware of. Is there a communication gap? मैं कुछ बोल रहा हूँ, आप कुछ समझ रहे हो. If that happens, and it happens consistently over a number of screenings, you come to know that the audience is, in fact, receiving something that you don't intend. And that's the time that you have the opportunity to try and relook at how you're communicating. Because it's your communication which is making the person feel a certain thing or feel a certain way. So you need to go back and tweak your communication so that the person feels differently. I'll give you because these are all students here, I'll give you a very sharp example. When we were making Taare Zameen Par, in most of the testing that we did, the first test screening was very bad. But after we corrected the edit and all of that, and we got a pretty decent response, but there was one thing that was still coming back to me, which did not make sense to me. In the discussions after the screening, a lot of the audience would say that, so basically what you're trying to say, you all have seen Taare Zameen Par? So there's a tulip school where I teach, and then there is this other school where I come to, just as a temporary teacher, where Ishan studies. That's the temporary school I come to teach art. But the real school I'm teaching is a place which is called Tulips, and which has got a lot of kids who have a lot of challenges. Cerebral palsy, autism, Down syndrome, many complications. So a lot of the audience would feel that what I'm trying to say, or what the film is trying to say, is that someone like Ishan needs to be in a special school. Now that was so odd, because my film was trying to say exactly the opposite. It was trying to say that we don't need special schools. Regular schools are fine, and there'll be different kids in the regular school. You have to pay a little more attention to them and they'll be better off. तो हम जो बोलना चाह रहे थे उसका उल्टा रिसीव हो रहा था.
Okay.
Despite the fact that there are entire scenes in which there are dialogues where my character is talking to the principal and explaining to the principal that, see, this is his problem. All he needs is this, blah, 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 blah. So my character tells the principal that we don't need special schools. All schools should be inclusive. फिर भी लोग बोल रहे हैं, the audience is coming back to us with the same thought. And I'm like, why is this happening? Our communication is so clear. We're saying it in words. Then why is something else being read? And then I realized what was happening. In the title track, Dekho inhe ye os ki boondein, that sequence is the sequence where Nikum is watching the annual day celebration happening at Tulip School. And those kids are performing, their parents are moved, and it's a very moving moment where we see these kids performing, and then the parents go rushing and they hug their children, who are performing. And Nikum has tears in his eyes as he's watching this. And the last shot I had of this sequence was a close-up of Nikum, tight close, he's got tears in his eyes, and he's watching this warm moment play out. And from Nikum's face, I was dissolving to Ishan's close-up. And Ishan is in school, and his parents haven't come because his brother has a tennis match. So this weekend, all the other parents have come, but his parents haven't come. He's all alone in school, he's missing them. And then we cut to the tennis match. कि वहाँ टेनिस उसका भाई खेल रहा है and his brother is also losing and his father is getting upset and all of that. So this was a sequence of events. Tulip School, my close-up, dissolved to Ishan's close-up, dissolved to Ishan waiting, missing his parents, cut to tennis match. A friend of mine, Amin, his name is Amin Haji, he was sitting with me in the edit and I was discussing this problem with him and he said, you know, this close-up is the problem. ये जो तू तेरे फेस से ईशान के फेस पे जो डिसॉल्व मार रहा है ना उससे मेरे को क्या फीलिंग आ रही है कि यू आर लुकिंग एट द ट्यूलिप स्कूल परफॉर्मेंस हैपनिंग एंड यू आर थिंकिंग ऑफ ईशान एंड यू फील के यार काश ईशान यहां होता तो दिस इज गेटिंग कम्युनिकेटेड my purpose of that dissolve was quite different. I'm trying to tell an audience that actually Nikum sir also was dyslexic. So Nikum, his face dissolves into Ishan's face. They're actually the same person in terms of the challenges. One is just older. That's what I was trying to convey, which nobody got. I'm quite sure you all haven't got that. Because that shot never remained also finally. So I said, how can that be? There's no connection in what you're saying. But being the kind of person I am, I like to try out things. Because, a lot of times your brain evaluates the situation and you decide कि नहीं ये सही है ये गलत है. But I've realized, especially when you're editing, is that try it and see it. Because when you do it, only then you come to know actually whether it's working or not. So what I did is, from my face, instead of dissolving to Ishan's face, from my face, I cut straight to the tennis, not to Ishan. So there is absolutely no connection between me and Ishan now. I'm watching Tulip School program happening. Parents are emotional. I'm looking at them emotional. Cut to tennis, brother, not to Ishan. There we see that the brother is playing, not playing well, he's losing. And when you end that sequence, then you go to Ishan, that he's alone in school because these guys were playing tennis, so they have not come to meet. So I removed Ishan from me, put a tennis sequence in the middle.
So you conveyed that, he's missing out and he...
No, I just tried it because I was trying to alter my communication.
Okay. Right.
And from the time that I had made that one change, I never got this response. So what I'm trying to tell you an example is that, in test screenings, you get a lot of information which you need to process. Most people who are audiences will not be able to tell you what the solution is. They'll tell you what the problem is. They'll tell you what they are feeling. They tell you what they are thinking or they are feeling. You have to figure out what is it that I can do which will alter how they are feeling. It's a bit of a, it's not like a proper science.
Right.
It is in a sense a science, but
comes with
it's
practice
something that you